Okay, we're back again. Hey folks, this is Rotorstorm331 back again for Joe Mac. Joe Mac and Killer Instinct, both of these runs that I'm doing for this marathon have actually been projects I started this year actually. So this is actually one of them. Not exactly world pace, world record blistering pace, but hey, it's another game I can now add to my growing account of games I can run. So we're going to be playing this on easy. That's kind of mandatory for me. And we're going to be picking up, start the moment I hit one player game. So let me make sure my working. It is. So we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so one thing I have learned from my last run is that you can hold the L and R button to run. So shout outs to the person that told me that, because I didn't even know that was even possible. Unfortunately, we do have to be careful here because I can screw up and not get the fire. I do have to do a somersault jump almost immediately upon landing, and that's to make sure I land on that pterodactyl to get it, otherwise I won't get it. I know most people would rather have, do it the other way, but this is a little bit more similar for me. Alright, so we managed to make it past all of these guys. Not exactly the fastest route, but hey, it works. So, it usually takes 2 seconds before we can attack bosses, because you do have a cooldown period where you cannot harm them. The sole exception being the red Tyrannosaurus that we deal with at the final level. And all Tyrannos, as far as I've learned, deal only 1 damage with any weapon, so it doesn't matter if we use clubs, roll attack, or heck, even fire or wheels. It just deal 1 damage. But the other bosses, not so much. Alright, so we got past our first level. The second level is going to determine whether or not this will be a quick run or a pretty short one. And that's because we need to get the wheel on this weapon coming up. Now, it will have a problem spawning sometimes. Unfortunately, we do not. So we're going to have to deal with the fire for now. I am going to try to break open some eggs whenever possible to get, try to get the stone wheel on later levels. Which is very unfortunate because having stone early is very, very beneficial. So yeah, this game is very different from most of the other ports for this game, pretty much, because the arcade and Genesis and NES ones play very more differently in terms of final boss. The SNES version is a lot more different because you're moving around on a board, and your final boss is red and blue devils, not the combined Neanderthal dino that you normally would see. So anyway, we took out Seymour and got rid of him, so he actually makes a small cameo in the final boss battle later on. Now, this is probably my least favorite stage here, so don't be surprised if I get beaten up by a lot of bees. Because these guys just love to get right on top of me and just do all this stupid junk. Alright. Yeah, unfortunately I don't have my audio on TV, so I can't hear the audio at the moment. Yeah, unfortunately, there is a one cycle for this boss, but I have yet to memorize and master it. So my apologies if that goes pretty badly. But anyway, we got past the tree here. So we're going to make our way to the waterways next. Now we want to hit A just before we go into the stationary marker, because that way that gets us into the stage and saves a little bit of time. Unfortunately, we did not get another stone wheel, unfortunately, so that's pretty unfortunate. Fire and stone wheel pretty much deal the same amount of damage. The problem is, though, is that you can only fire 1 fire, whereas you can fire 2 stone wheels. And sadly, getting the stone wheel pretty early is kind of tricky to do. So far, just about nearly all my runs as of late have been getting me mostly fire, no stone wheels. So I have to wait almost near the end, near the final stage to finally get an actual wheel. Whew, that was almost too close. Now we do not want to break this egg coming up here because that does take us to a bonus area. If you're playing casually, this is a good way to get keys and one-ups, but we do not want to do it in a speedrun setting. Yeah, thankfully this will be the last time we deal with piranhas. But now we got the these prehistoric dolphins to deal with next. We do want to make sure that we do not hit them with our club. Trying to hit my club rather than my fire. Come on. Alright, this is not the way I wanted it to go. But you know what? That always happens, unfortunately. Yeah, this is actually a pretty terrible fight. Not exactly my best. This would have been way better if I had stone wheels. But then again, it's no excuse for that boss fight. Just got very unlucky with my strikes. Alright, onto the waterfall. We mostly protect ourselves from these boulders, if we can. Fortunately, we only have our fire to protect us. We do have other weapon options, but they do take multiple hits to bring them down. Hopefully I can just get very lucky and just break them. Ah! You know, we want to be at the top of the screen so we can transition a little bit faster. Darn that monster. Alright, actually turned out better. Try to redeem myself on that part. Yeah, it is possible to take him out pretty early. Sometimes he just gets pretty much invincible right then and there. Alright. Moving on to the ice caverns. Let's just hope we get a stone wheel here. There's no guarantee. Alright, we got our stone wheel! The run is saved. Because now we can throw 2 of these bad boys as opposed to 1 fire. Let's get some additional meat so we can keep our character alive. Yeah, believe it or not, you can actually use the roll attack to roll up these slopes, actually. Yeah, I can't even reach that. But now that we have the stone wheels, we can actually get behind this mammoth and just throw to our leisure. Wait for him to come. Man, he just wanted to stay behind there. Yeah, he's not much of a threat now that his trunk and tusk are gone. But yeah, the whole idea was to stay behind him and throw stone wheels. He just, like, decided to go all the way back and just did not want to be hit at all. Very unlucky. At least the good news is we got our stone wheels, so we don't have to worry about relying on fire for the rest of the run. So anyway, the cliff side is pretty easy to do. All we have to do is just avoid the enemies, and then switch back to... Yep. Yeah, again, we do not want to hit the enemy with a club. So he's about nearly down. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, that was actually a good Pteranodon fight. Unlike that sorriness of the Mammoth fight, that is. Alright, so now that we got the wheel, we don't need to worry about trying to get it from this, obviously. So we're going to keep moving as much as possible. Yeah, these guys just love to run after they do a hit and run, obviously. Ah! That was my fault there. I thought I could have made it with a normal jump. Shame on me. Well, we will be continuing if I do take a death, game over, so... Because we are going to see this run to the end. But I am for safety, going to pick up this one up, though. Alright, so we got the Great Tyranno coming up. Like the other Tyrannos, he takes 1 damage, but we do need to keep an eye as to whether he's going to go up or horizontal. Or I should say down, I should say. Alright, so what you're going to do here... Now, we do want to be in the air sometimes, because he does love to chuck those boulders at us. And he can also throw out Neanderthals, too. Yeah, Dino. Alright, so far so good. Getting some good practice on this guy, and hopefully he doesn't throw any more boulders on lower level, on our level. The fact that we have to wait 2 seconds is pretty annoying. Otherwise you'd be landing all those hits pretty quickly. Alright, and he's down. Went from being a great Tyranno into being a red-brownish Tyranno. Yeah. So anyway, that's it. We rescued another cave babe, so let's move forward to the next stage. So we're still in the volcano area, and this area has a very annoying boss fight in the form of the Ankylosaurus, who definitely loves to be an RNG threat, obviously. Yeah, sometimes the Neanderthals do give out meat that you can heal up, but not all of them do. Ooh, got it right for once. Anyway, we're topped on health, so we don't really need that. Alright, so we got the Ankylosaurus. We can't assault him just yet. He actually does take 5 or 6 hits, depending. The last hit usually requires 2 to bring him down. Alright, what you going? Where are you going? Ah, that's actually nice. That's what we want to see. So what the Ankylosaurus does is pretty random. So we have to be be mindful as to what he does. So depending on what he does, we'll be able to react normally. Alright, so since he's going for that, he'll be right above where I'm at. And then we'll attack him once he opens up. Now, sometimes he'll just jump straight into the middle. Once again, he did that method. Now, sometimes he'll go left rather than right. But so far, he's been pretty generous on going right. Alright, the final hit requires 2 hits. Where are you going, Ankle? Oh, nice! I could have asked for any better RNG on that one. Alright, let's see what he does on this one. Alright, he goes left for the first time, so he'll be right here, actually. Got the perfect space, good. Didn't have to walk all the way to it this time. Alright, moving forward. So we're getting into the boneyards, and those are actually pretty bad levels, because we gotta deal with lightning and all this junk. Wow, I didn't get hit. It's a miracle in itself. Usually I always get hit by lightning. Ooh, that was pretty good. Now, unfortunately, I've still not mastered the art of getting this guy to go skyrocketing upwards. We'll just have to deal with what we do have. Unfortunately, we did this, and this is going to cause all of his bones to come like that. So we do not want to be doing that again. Right, technically, this is what you want him to be doing. And he decided not to shoot upwards. So after 4 chomps, he'll eventually move. Not exactly the fastest fossilized Tyranno, but he'll have to do. Alright, we're moving on to the final stage of the game, which is divided into 2 parts. So if you did get the Stone Wheel, this is pretty much the only time you'll get it, obviously. Well, so much for trying to avoid getting hit by lightning. Pterodactyl pass, just to be safe. Might as well take those damage boosts while I'm at it, so I can avoid the lava, which I failed unsuccessfully, unfortunately. Alright, I do not want to be dying on this fight here. Okay, now we gotta switch to the bones. This is the only time we're gonna be doing it, since Stone Wheel and Fire don't really do anything, since we're only dealing with 1 damage. Plus, we're going for... we do have to watch out for Mr. Redjaw here, because decides to lower his head every now and then. And unlike the other bosses, he usually takes up to anywhere between 2 to 3 seconds before you can strike him again. He's just so finicky when it comes to being hit. Where are you going, Tyranno? Yeah, the red Tyranno is just pretty annoying. Probably out of all 3 of the Tyrannos, he's very annoying because of the way he acts and operates. In some ways, he's more like the Great Tyranno, but not as easily hittable. Now, if he goes all the way over here to lower his head, you want to be ducking when he does that, because that hitbox is pretty huge. Alright, 4 more hits to go. Alright, not bad. At least we got that done before 20 minutes. So far, my PB at the moment is 23:04. But I've been struggling to try to get a more consistent run as of late. But hopefully one of these days I will get very good at this game to the point where I can. Okay, we do need health, so we're going to take out some of these Neanderthals and pick up the meat that they drop. For safety reasons. We're going to roll past, or run through these guys. Pick up the last health item just for safety. Alright, so we got the return of the Seymour heads before we can fight Devil. We got the red and blue Devil forms. Blue is probably more notorious than red. We got the Seymour heads making their return briefly. Alright, we got them. So we can position our character right here and just throw wheels at our leisure. Alright, we'll let this guy, the first one, go. Yeah, there's not really much to say about the Seymour heads. Alright. So that was actually the easy part. The hard part's about ready to begin. Man, I thought that wheel would have hit him. Apparently that did not. Alright, usually he goes for the figure 8 movement. He was going the other way, but obviously he went the other way. Okay, Red Devils, stop giving me these RNG tactics. Man, I've never seen Red Devil do all these shenanigans at once. Usually he goes for this most of the time. Oh, we can rack up a lot of damage now that he's going to hit the hearts. He's going for a lot of these dive attacks as of late. I'm surprised he hasn't gone for Joe Mac clones. He usually does that most of the time too. Ah, there we go. Alright, I do need to be near my computer so I can hit time once the final hit for Blue Devil arrives. So unfortunately, beating the Red Devil does not end the game, because he'll go into his blue form. And Blue Devil is pretty random. And what makes the fight more annoying is the fact he teleports. He'll either teleport to the upper part, 3 parts of the upper screen, or he'll teleport to the lower parts of the screen. Usually in the middle, lower left, and the whatnot. Alright, no point attacking. There we go. Well, we got 2 hits at least. Ah, couldn't get another hit in. Yeah, we do not want to be standing in the middle, because if he teleports right there, we'll get hit as well. And this is pretty annoying. Ooh, barely. Gotta play it calm and safe. Yeah, we're almost done. Darn, he had to phase out there. There we go. Time. 25-23. But yeah, the Blue Devil is pretty much one of the problems about running this game. But once you figure out the patterns and where he teleports, it actually becomes a lot more easier to fight, obviously. Yeah, thank you for the GG, Fury Fire. Bumbledon. Whew. Man, that was a pretty chaotic battle. Now, things didn't go the way I want to, but hey, you can't really do much when you're in a marathon setting. Yep, there's Mac. Yeah, if I was playing on a 2-player controller, I'd be controlling him rather than Joe. Oh, thank you for the GG, Cakes, and everyone that's currently watching. Be sure to donate for this good cause that we're doing for Random Acts Organization. We're doing a battle against childhood hunger. This is also formerly known as Feed the Kids Marathon, so be sure to donate for a very good cause. And we got one more run that I'll be doing, and then we'll be switching on over to Elrock, who's going to be doing some runs there after me, and we got tons of runs after that too. So be sure to stick around. So I'm going to take a small break, and I'll be back for Killer Instincts. So you all hang tight, and I'll see you all later in a small bit.